The Do Not Disturb signal is famous in resorts and resorts. The place company use them to inform site visitors or cleaners that they don't want any interruptions. But did you know that one man from Germany grew to be well known for his wonderful series of 11,570 Do Not Disturb signs? Wherever you go, these signs and symptoms information humans to hold privateness and respect. Rainer Weichert is probable the solely man on earth who acknowledges the fee of these signs. His bizarre obsession with Do Not Disturb signs and symptoms made him a world record holder in 2014. Since 1990, Rainer has traveled to 188 countries. And on every of his trips, he amassed signs and symptoms of all shapes and designs. From current signs and symptoms in English to signal language, Rainer's series provides super insights into world culture. Some of the most fascinating symptoms in his series consist of a wood statue from a Bali seashore resort, a 1936 piece from the Berlin Olympic Village, and a 1910 signal from the Canadian General Brock Hotel. How huge is your preferred chair at home? From the United States, Barbara Hartsfield has the biggest series of miniature chairs in the world, with no one to sit down on them. In 2008, Barbara had about 3,000 chairs that she had accrued over 10 years, and stunning fulfillment that made her a Guinness World Record holder. But as soon as you comprehend the story at the back of the chairs, it's clear that Barbara had a proper cause for getting into her passion. Working as a psychiatric nurse, Barbara had to write nursing articles. To get herself into the writing zone, she determined to buy a small chair and a little doll to assist her focus. While purchasing for her miniature chair, she noticed different collections, and in no time, it grew to become a hobby. In 2009, Barbara opened the Collectible and Antique Chair Gallery, a museum that featured her staggering collection. People tour from all over America to see her tiny practical chairs designed as lamps, clocks, salt shakers, and cookie jars. Who knew a peculiar interest like that ought to flip into a business? Hamburgers are classic, no longer due to the fact they have the whole thing you choose on one bite, however due to the fact they're the most versatile foods on the planet. While it's difficult to gauge who loves this meal the most, Harry Sprill, aka Hamburger Harry, may be Hamburger's Range 1 fan. Hamburger Harry's love for hamburger paraphernalia commenced when he used to be searching for props to promote a old-in tray. Purchasing plastic hamburgers that he felt would possibly make the tray seem extra appealing, Harry felt that they regarded incredible, and for the subsequent 26 years, he would do it for fun. In 2014, the Guinness Book identified Harry Sprill's series of hamburger-related objects, offering 3,724 items. Among his collection, Harry has a couple of collectibles that encompass a custom-made burger Harley-Davidson and a hamburger waterbed. In the future, Harry hopes to increase his series with the aid of opening a museum that will be fashioned like a double bacon cheeseburger. For most of us, plane journey is the excellent chance to test out pics of scenic landscapes or join with strangers. But for Niek Vermeulen from the Netherlands, touring can additionally be in probability to accumulate air sickness bags. Niek Vermeulen's ardor for gathering barf baggage used to be born when he made a guess with a pal to see who would accumulate the most. Since 1986, when Niek set out to construct the biggest series of air sickness bags, his series grew exponentially, and 26 years later, he set a world record. In 2012, Niek Vermeulen received the wager when he made it into the Guinness Book with 6,290 barf luggage accumulated from 1,191 airways in at least 200 countries. Niek's favored bag from the series is a bag that spent 16 days in area whilst on board the NASA House Shuttle, Columbia. For Niek, his ailment luggage are extra than waste disposables given that they lift recollections of each top and horrific journeying experiences. Ever felt a little itch on your return and wished you should attain scratch it off as rapidly as possible? Well, Manfred S. Rothstein can assist you kick that itch with one of his 675 return scratchers from 71 countries. Manfred Rothstein, an expert dermatologist, developed a fascination for back scratchers when he acquired a demo plastic scratcher from Atarax simply as he was once headed for his residency. Since then, Rothstein started out to acquire scratchers of all ilk on his travels. Later, Manfred even commenced receiving donations from patients, friends, and donors that realized of his special obsession. Some types of his again scratchers encompass an alligator claw, hand-carved rib bones, and kangaroo paws. These back scratchers all have one issue in common: they soothe the hard-to-reach places. Manfred believes that the key to having a large series is having a special series that no one can beat. Despite his success, he has no plans of quitting anytime soon. There's no doubt that a slice of pizza loaded with toppings is properly for each starvation and the soul. But whilst most of us throw away the pizza containers after ending a meal, Scott Wiener from Brooklyn prefers to maintain them in his apartment. In 2013, Scott held the world file for his series of 595 pizza boxes. But how do you commence gathering pizza bins as a hobby? On a 2008 outing to Israel, Scott Wiener noticed the most creative pizza field he'd ever seen. It used to be then that he realized that pizza bins may want to be interesting. Since then, Scott has amassed special pizza packing containers from around the world. With assist from family, friends, and fans, he grew his collection, one field at a time. Recognizing his superstar status, Scott even posted a book, Viva la Pizza! The Art of the Pizza Box, to share his high-quality series with the world. With over 1,500 containers and counting, Scott loans his bins to museums and well-known shows to share the love of pizza. Do you ever discover yourself staring at the clock at the stop of a lengthy day? Jack Schaff from the United States is a man obsessed with time. On his wall, he has the greatest series of clocks in the world. Jack, who commenced amassing clocks in 2003, made the Guinness World Book of Records in 2010, registering 1,509 useful clocks. Jack Schaff, who labored as a naval shipyard pipe fitter, started out amassing clocks when fitness troubles pressured him to continue to be home. Back then, he felt that taking aside clocks and placing them again collectively used to be a true way to maintain himself busy. Jack's little distraction grew to become into an obsessive interest as he visited Yard Income to purchase clocks. Even neighbors chipped into his interest through leaving clocks at the front door, assisting him create one of the world's largest collections. If Jack Schaff is ever late to an appointment, it won't be due to the fact he didn't be aware of what time it was. Traffic cones, additionally recognized as security cones, are necessary markers that direct avenue customers and redirect visitors at each and every corner. But in the UK, one man, David Morgan, ignores all the avenue signs and symptoms with a Sight Visitors Cone series that he swears warms his heart. With 500 Sight Visitors Cones of all shapes, colors, and sizes, Morgan is one of the most charming characters you'll ever meet. The ardor for gathering cones commenced in 1986. Working for Oxford Plastic Systems, David Morgan used to be investigating a rival cone company's claim. While looking out for proof that Oxford's cone used to be a new format and no longer a replica of the rival's product, Morgan fell in love with the marker signs. Since then, he would accumulate the protection merchandise in all places he went, including to his developing collection. After having 500 cones, you would assume Morgan is cozy with his collection in view that he has 2/3 of all sorts ever made. Yet, Morgan is nevertheless searching for an uncommon 5-sided cone from Manchester that would make his compilation complete. As some distance as abnormal collections go, cones are a winner obsession. Many parents hold a little lock of their child's hair after their first haircut as a memento. Keeping a few small strands is normal, however for John Reznikoff, amassing movie star hair is even greater interesting and valuable. John Reznikoff has one of the most weird pastimes on the planet as a collector of hair locks snipped from Earth's most well-known heads. Now a world document holder, John has owned shaggy keepsakes from Elvis Presley, Beethoven, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, and even Marilyn Monroe. The hair collection, which is now insured for $1 million, is John Renzikoff's pleasure and pleasure considering the fact that they inform vital memories about the past. While hair series looks extraordinary today, it used to be the equal of proudly owning an autograph and a genuine repute image quite a long time ago. Which celebrity's hair would you pay to hold? The Dinosaur is one colossal museum show-off that usually stands out. While museum collectors decide upon to show dinosaur bones, George Franzen took the learn about a little in addition with the aid of gathering fossilized poop. Bragging possession to at least 5,000 specimens of coprolite, the fancy identify for historic poop, George is a world report holder. But how did George Franzen get hooked on his poop passion? When he was once a younger freshman, Franzen visited a fossil keep in Utah and determined an particularly stunning specimen. After shopping for it, Franzen developed a special pastime in coprolites, accumulating extraordinary sizes, from tiny specks to samples weighing over 4 pounds. Today, coprolites are necessary for scientists due to the fact they furnish vital clues about what the animals ate when they roamed the earth. As a well-known collector, Franzen even lent his series to the South Florida Museum. It was once so famous that it stayed up for over a year. These days, Franzen runs his online website, Puseum, which shows nothing however historical poop.